What's going on, guys? I'm John. This is Clang and Bang. Thanks for checking out the channel. Today we're going to be going over the truck gun. We're going to be breaking it down from one end to the other. Might start in the middle and work my way out. I'm not sure, but at any rate, we're going to go over this gun right here. So this right here is my truck gun. I made a video about like truck gun philosophy earlier. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. Kind of goes over the reason why we use truck guns like this and kind of what we use them for and what we're looking for when we're kind of building one out. In that video, we go over like, 7.5 inch, 5.56. We go over 300 blackout, suppressing it versus unsuppressing, and how it fits in a bag and all that sort of thing. But if you want to go listen to that or watch that, go to the other video and then come back to this one, because in this one, we're just going to be breaking down this 9mm right here. All right, so to make things easy, just like everybody else, I'm going to start on one end and work my way down. It's mainly for me, so I don't lose track of where I'm at and what I've already talked about. So here we go. Hux Flow 9K suppressor. It's titanium, it's 3D printed, flow through, all that sort of thing. And it is direct thread mounted to a 5.5 inch ballistic advantage 9mm barrel. All of that is sitting under, I believe this is an NBS brand or whatever. You can get it at AR15 discount. I know there's another, maybe AT3 makes or sells kind of like the exact same thing, just rebranded or looks a little different, whatever. But it's a big kind of wide handguard, and the Flow 9K fits underneath it. I can't remember how long this is, maybe like a 9-inch handguard, something like that. It's probably not the best in the world, but it holds the suppressor and it's on an AR9, so it's not that big a deal. I'm not putting lasers and stuff like that on it. On top, I've got the 2 battery Enforce. This is the IR and normal visible light flashlight. The reason I went with that, so I can use it with night vision. We'll get to the optic and all that sort of thing as we come down. But anyway, it's the 2-cell IR and visible flashlight. Works great because it sits on top right here. It has like a Picatinny mount built into it, so it's really designed to kind of sit on top of the rail like that, I think anyways. And it does great because I can, just put my thumb up there, push the button, there we go. Keeps it slick, keeps it streamlined. You don't have to worry about the stock or the buffer tube brace, whatever, coming around and hitting whatever light you have like mounted on the side. Because these short handguards, you're gonna have to worry about like maybe putting a tape switch, that sort of thing. If you go on the side, you can't reach them as well and all that sort of thing. Keeping it on top is a good option for stuff like this. Moving back, just got some backup sights. I can take this red dot off, quick connect. I can flip these up and use them. I'm not saying I'm planning on the optic failing, but things happen, batteries go out, whatever. It could just be like really fogged up and I need to use it right then, because if you're going in and out of your car, especially in Alabama, summertime, humidity, doesn't matter what kind of optic you got, EOTech, Vector, aim point, whatever, the lenses are going to fog up when you go from 70-degree climate control to 100-degree, all the humidity in the world. You just can't get away from it. So moving back, the upper, not sure, it's just an AR9 upper. It might be NBS also, like from AR15 discount. There's probably a couple different brands that kind of sell this same like modeled upper. It has this really short kind of brass deflector right here. It's got some molding on the other side, whatever. It looks kind of like, it looks billet, but it's not. It's just a geometry that's kind of built into the upper. The bolt inside there, can't remember what brand that is either. Probably the same brand, Expo, MBS, something like that. It wasn't terribly expensive, and it goes in here. It's got all the things in there that you want to prevent like, premature firing of the case, because like bolt bounce and that sort of thing. I'll try to get it out of here and take a picture so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But all this stuff in the back right here makes it really difficult to take apart, so I'll do that later. The lower is an Arrow EP9 lower. It's great. The trigger guard's built in. It's got a flared mag well, which is awesome. I love the Arrow lowers, especially the enhanced versions. I've got a green one on my 12.5. I think it's the coolest thing ever. But anyway, arrow lower, B5 grip, love B5 grips. These are the 23. It's got the little thumb thing back here. Favorite grip right now. It's got plenty of texture, good angle, feels good in hand, all that sort of thing. Magazines, right now I just got a 17 round with a little plus however many on the bottom, mainly because it fits in the bag better. It doesn't stick out, you know, to here because it's in line with the optic, and the taller you get here, it just snags on things coming out of the bag. So I keep a short one here. I've got 33s in the chest rig, 33s and 27s in the chest rig. So, you know, for now it's just a short one. Inside of there, 147 grain. I believe these are gold dot, spear gold dots. I can get these locally for a pretty good deal, and I believe they're really good. I keep them in all my handguns, my Glocks. So 147 grain gold dots. They mainly because they're subsonic, and if you have a suppressed 9mm, you want to try to get subsonic rounds so you can take advantage of the quietness, even though it's really not that quiet, but you know, you get what I'm talking about. Moving back to the trigger, I believe this is just like a standard trigger, standard mil spec. It might be a Schmid, like duty standard trigger, something like that. I don't know. Right here, we've got the Atrius Super Selector. It's a FRT type-ish device. It really just, it's the safety selector, and it has a lever that kind of gets pushed forward. It kind of follows the bolt back and forth. You know, and just helps you pull the trigger a little bit quicker in between. Another backup sight to match the front. Charging handle right now is just a mil spec, like, you know, the cheapest charging handle you can find because I had it laying around. And I don't really think you need like a super duper charging handle on 9mm because, you know, you're not really pulling it back all that far anyway. And, you know, if you get a stuck case, the cases are like this long, so you don't really need to have a big latch and all that stuff. Oh, I skipped the optic right here. This is the Vector optics. It's one of their Frenzy models. It's the really big one. It's like, I think it's like too big for a handgun. It's got like a weird footprint or like bolt pattern or whatever. I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember the letters. It's something you don't really see a lot of. Maybe like competition guys see it a lot, but it's not RMR or anything like that. So I've got it sitting on just a Picatinny riser. I found one, you know, long enough with enough slots to kind of, you know, match the size of the optic. Some of them come with like 3 slots and it just looks weird because it's so small up under here. I wanted something to kind of match, make it look like it was meant to be there because, you know, the optic has a quick disconnect right here. So like I said, with the backup sights, I don't plan on disconnecting it. I've got it levered on there pretty tight, but in the case something does happen, I can just ditch it and, you know, pop up the iron sights and I'll be just fine. It's a 9mm. We're not, you know, doing sniper shots with it, so I'll be fine. Moving back right here, we've got the Law Tactical Folder. This is the only one I've got. They're kind of expensive, so I don't really, you know, plan on buying a bunch of them for all my different things I want to fold. So for now, it's on this gun, the 300 Blackout. Got a standard buffer tube because I don't plan on putting it in a bag that much. So the bag gun, got the Law folder. So from here forward, everything is kind of standard, but from here back, it gets a little nuanced, if you will. It's a little tricky to make everything work, especially with the extra lever in here, because we know 9mm blowbacks are kind of snappy. It's not like a bad recoil, it's just kind of punchy, you know. It's hard to, it's not smooth like an AR-15, you know. So what you want to do to help with that is get like a crap ton of buffer weight. Not really like spring weight, because you don't really need that much, because the spring, it does dampen this, but it also sends the bolt forward a lot harder. And, you know, like I said, we just got short cases up here and they're round nose, so you don't really need a whole lot pushing that, stripping that round into the barrel. So you just get some really heavy buffers, and tungsten is really expensive, so it's just what you got to do. You don't really want like steel buffer weights because you want something that has kind of that dead blow effect, like sand almost in it, or weights that slide. That way when the bolt comes forward, it kind of gives that dead blow and it won't bounce. It'll just kind of, you know, hit and stay there. And you want that for 9mm for reasons, you know, like bolt bounce and premature firing of the bullet and all that stuff. If you want to learn more about that, go watch Blowback 9 or Blowback AR9, or I can't remember what it is. That's where I learned all this stuff about AR9s, all the nuanceness and all that sort of thing. So if you want the science behind it, go watch his stuff. So at any rate, I started this with a 10-ounce Call Valley AR9 buffer. The buffers are longer because 9mm bolts are a little bit different. They don't like travel as far as the regular bolts, so the buffer has to be a little bit longer. So at any rate, the 10-ounce buffer worked great. Everything worked, even with the extra lever in here. You know what I'm talking about. But it just was really snappy, like I said, because that buffer is slamming back, hitting the back of the buffer tube, and you feel it every time. It's really snappy, especially when you're shooting it kind of rapidly. So what I upgraded to was the KinShot hydraulic buffer. It's like a tube with a little piston and a flat part. And as it comes back, it's also heavy, but as it comes back, it pushes that plunger in and it kind of dampens the recoil when it hits the back of the buffer tube. So it is a lot smoother than just a standard, like, you know, solid weight buffer tube or buffer. So I had that for not very long. It felt great, but I wanted to get a little bit more smoothness out of it. So what I did was I got I believe it's a KinShot. Yes, it's another KinShot buffer weight. It's 2.5 ounces. It's like 3/4 inch long or an inch long or something like that. It basically just slides in after the regular buffer. So it adds, you know, 2.5 ounces. So I've got the heavy KinShot hydraulic buffer plus the 2.5. So I got a lot of weight dampening this thing, slowing it down a little bit. And I've got the hydraulic to like slow it down as it hits the back of the buffer. The only issue is you've got that long buffer and then you add another weight in front of it. If you run a standard length buffer tube, it's going to stop a little short, which is not a problem if you have like a short stroke AR9. Because you know this isn't very big because the cases are small. The bolt will come back to like around here on a short stroke, plenty long enough to shoot and pull another case up out of the magazine. Because you know, if you charge this thing all the way back, it's going to come like way back into here, just unnecessary movement and all that stuff. But what I found out was that short stroke bolt right there didn't go far enough back to work with the extra lever inside of here. So the bolt needs to go full length back and full, like all the way back and all the way forward to take advantage of the extra lever. It'll only shoot the one way if you put a short stroke with a lever. Semi-auto is all you get. Super semi or whatever you want to call it will only work if the bolt can go all the way back and then, you know, make the full range of motion, because the back of the carrier has to trip that little lever. So the answer to that is an A5 buffer tube. A5 is a little bit longer. I think it's like 3/4 or an inch longer. So take the regular one off, put the A5 on there. Now you've got more room for all of this extra buffer in there. The bolt can go all the way back, do the full range of motion. It works with the lever. Everything is great. It shoots really fast. It shoots really smooth. It's awesome. Something else we got to talk about. I went ahead and took it apart so YouTube didn't get mad. Something else we have to talk about with AR9s and all that stuff is, especially with the extra lever, you have to trim out a little bit of this weight right here, because like I said, AR9 stuff needs to be heavy. So they put a weight in here. You see this massive roll pin or spring pin, whatever you want to call it. It's just a big piece of metal inside this, you know, the back of the tube or the carrier. You just have to notch a little bit of that out to give room for that lever to do what it needs to do and to catch and all that stuff. Also, if you're going to run this with a law folder, this little extender, because you have to take up the space for the folder and all that, this extender has to go into the back of here to, like I said, take up the space so this will match, you know, bridge the gap that the folder adds to it. So also what you have to do while you pull this pin out, while you've got that weight out, making your little notch, you have to like grind or cut off the back of it to make room for this little extender to plug into the back, just like that. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of extra little pieces than your standard blowback AR9, but it runs really well, and it's awesome because you can fold it and you can shoot it really fast. It does a lot of things really well. A few extra pieces, but trust me, it works. And it's worked a lot because it's really dirty and now it's all over my hands. So I'm gonna have to wash those so I don't get cancer and all that stuff. This is what I was talking about with the bolt right here. You know, it's got the whatever shape and the guide rails and notches and stuff and the little carrier looking key thing. This is really just for the charging handle to grab because, you know, there's no gas tube or anything like that. So this is really just a little notch for your charging handle to pull back the bolt with. So anyway, I'm gonna get all this put back together. I'm gonna show it to you because YouTube will probably get mad because they're weird about stuff like that. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it that I'm putting this back together somehow. Okay. All right, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot going on right there. You got the regular bolt right here. Then you've got your notched weight in the back, and then you've got your cutoff weight behind that. You've got your law folder, buffer extender majiggy thing in there, which does add a little bit of weight to the whole system here. Then you've got your Kinshot 2.5 inch buffer weight. Then you've got the Kinshot hydraulic buffer all behind that. And I think I just got like a carbine spring in there. Some people like to put flat wire springs to kind of make it quieter or sound different. I don't think they really help with anything other than that, but if you want to do that, you can, whatever. I had plenty of carbine springs laying around, so yeah, that's what I did. So like I said, A5 buffer tube, I believe it's a CAC brand, AR5, A5, doesn't really matter. On top of it, I got the SB tactical brace. I can't remember, maybe this is the A3. I'm not sure. You can look at it and it's this one. You know, it doesn't matter what number it is, it's this one. You can put whatever brace you want to. They're all good. I've got a little 1-point sling right here, just kind of QD'd into the law folder on the back right here. I think a single point is good for this. One, because you don't have a whole lot of room to attach a sling up here because, you know, you have hands and things. And the suppressor is up under here in the front, and it's kind of hard to add a lot of M-lock because, you know, it's so close. Anyway, there is a QD right here that could probably work, but my thumb right here goes right on top of it. Just not a lot, and it folds, so it's kind of weird. You know, this kind of stays in the same spot, and this thing's kind of small. You can kind of like sling it, you know, kind of like Uzi MP5K style on a single point. You know, don't get too bent out of shape about what kind of sling. Just get a sling. This is a Tier 1 Citizen sling, I think. I've had it for a pretty good while. I've had to unstitch it and do different things with the little mount right here, but you know, it's good. It's got a bungee in it. It's got a little clip. You know, it's a good single point sling. So the optic has a 6 MOA dot, which is kind of big, but I like it because of my astigmatism. It kind of smooths out the circle a little bit. Some of the small ones, you know, to get them bright enough to see, you have to like crank it up, and then it just starts to flare and look like a big starburst. These big ones, you don't have to run quite as bright. Maybe that's what it is, but for whatever reason, they're a little bit easier to see with astigmatism because they don't flare near as much. I can use this with night vision. I'm not sure if it has like night vision settings or not. I probably should have looked that up before I made the video, but at any rate, I do know it does get dim enough to use with night vision. It's got a huge window. It lets a lot of light in because it's only one pane of glass, so it works great with night vision, which, going back up to the front, that's why I have the IR flashlight. I can go back and forth. If I can't see good, I can just hit the IR, you know, look through here passively, all that sort of thing. All right, so that's the gun right here. We'll kind of go over the chest rig really quick because this accompanies it. This pretty much goes wherever that goes because, like I said, I only got the one little magazine and I need some extras. So I got some 33s, some 27s over here. I got 4, 2 in each, so that's, you know, a lot of rounds. These are just like cheap, like $2 magazine carriers. These are like the double AR mag carrier, mag pouches. You can buy them surplus anywhere. They hold the pistol mags great. You pull one out, put the flat back over. The other one's going to stay in there just fine. I've got some small little binoculars in here. This is like a 40 mil grenade pouch, like surplus 40 mil grenade pouch. They fit in there pretty snug, but it works. Now I just got a little IFAK right here with some other little things with some bungees on it to kind of draw it in. Got my shears. These are cheap shears. I do like X shear. That's what I use at work, and they are wonderful. These are not, because they just live in a chest rig in my vehicle. I think that's about it on the pouches. The chest rig, I do have a little headlamp right here because, you know, it gets dark and you need to see. The chest rig itself is like an old Condor. Not even sure what model. It's just a flat, like, Molly panel, kind of the really small one. But I've had it for a long time. It's done a lot of different things. It's been in a couple classes, actually. So it's been holding up pretty good. In the back, Velcro thing. Got like a bandana, right in the rain, a couple other little flat things. I might even have gloves in there. I can't remember. Somewhere. I got gloves in my vehicle somewhere that I'll grab if I ever have to need this. So at any rate, there's the chest rig, all the stuff. Here's the truck gun. They go together. It makes a really cool setup. It's really small, really easy to travel with. I've taken it, you know, a bunch of different places, and it's worked out awesome. Never had to like use it, but it's been with me a lot of times, and it makes me feel good and gives me kind of like peace of mind that I can do things with this one that I can't do with a handgun, i.e. shoot a little quicker, shoot a little more stable, hit things at farther distance easier. It's the main reason, because we're shooting the same bullet, basically same length barrel, but this one can be suppressed and all that sort of thing. That's enough rambling. I'm done with the video. God bless y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.